Yo, guys, glad to see you back here, and you saw the title, so today, I got a special one here for you today, and it's not something I did before, which is a video this long. But today, it's going to be a full comprehensive guide and breakdown on how to start reselling. Today, I'm breaking down everything you need to know to scale your reselling business to $10,000 a month. We're talking everything from sourcing the right pairs to building a system that runs smoothly. Whether you're flipping high quality one-to-one products or even legit pairs, I got you covered. I'll tackle how to scale everything and how you can make your first 10K with reselling and consistently hit that every month. Now you probably saw guys like this.
Here's how 16-year-olds are making 10K a month easily. This is what you call spider reselling. Let me show you an example. Look at the bagging on this, one-to-one. You can sell these on reselling apps. For example, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, or eBay. Not to mention they also pass StockX and Go. DM me on Instagram Spider to get put on and I'll give you all my vendor links, or you can come for me and it's fast shipping.
Or guys like this.
I'm a teen in high school and I make around $100,000 a month, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly how I did this as a teen. So as y'all can see in this green screen video, this is me showing proof that I'm not lying about this. Opening my Shopify app, as y'all can see, today's sales already 2.4K. 143,000 in 30 days. So pretty much what I do is a thing called resell. It's simply when you get one-to-one products for a very cheap price from a valid trusted vendor and you resell those products for a higher price.
And they have all claimed to make more than 10 bands just from this business model that I'm going to teach you here today in depth, which is of course reselling. I know this might sound like a lot, but I've got a full guide for you that's going to help you hit that 10K a month goal. One of the big milestones in business, one that all of us always strive to hit, especially when we first started. We're going deep in this video and uncovering all the tips and secrets, so make sure you stick around. If you're an absolute beginner, someone who's intermediate, or someone who just wants to scale and make money, then this video is perfect for you. Also, if you need extra help and access to a full free community, then join the Discord link below, and there will also be resources to help you out, such as free vendors, free receipt gen, and so on. I'll also teach you how to pass stocks and not get your listings taken down. Also, if you want to work with me and take your stuff to the next level, just check out the link in the description and hit me up. If you know me as well, I always give away free stuff at the end, so stick around. Now to begin, let's start off with what actually is one-to-one reselling, because not many guys even know what that entails, and some might think this whole thing is a scam. Simply put, one-to-one products are high-quality replicas of original sneakers or streetwear, or any products really, because there are Legos, clones, etc., which I'll talk about more during the video. These are also almost indistinguishable from the authentic pairs, both in terms of looks and materials. The key difference? You're selling them as high-quality reps and not fakes, because technically they aren't fake, especially with the new news we got from China. For legal reasons, if you're reselling one-to-one reps, make sure you're transparent with your customers. Be clear about what you're selling and know the laws around reps in your area. Now you may be thinking to yourself, why are we even going to be selling one-to-one products? Why not just sell the real thing, right? Well, the answer to all your questions are always going to be answered throughout this video, and this one is simple really. It's the profit margins that exists when selling one-to-one, and I'm not talking about some low profit that doesn't even cover the cost of you spending time grinding. And then the payout isn't that much and you get demotivated, because I've been there before. I'm talking actual profit margins, like $250 profit from one pair of Jordans, or $300 profit from electronics, or even as high as $1,000 or more. If you choose to resell high-ticket products like jewelry and moissanite, or lab-grown diamond stuff like watches, bracelets, grills, etc. Also, a pair of authentic Jordans might cost you $200 to $300 at retail, or even higher on the resale market, but a high quality one-to-one can cost you as little as $30 to $60 for the best quality, if I'm being honest, and then you can go flip the same sneakers for about $250 as one-to-one, and that's already great profit from just one product. That's insane margin potential if you know how to price them right. The key is knowing your market. High-quality one-to-one products sell for a fraction of the cost of the real deal while still giving customers the look, feel, and quality they want. There is also a huge market for these items now, so that's where you come in. Simple supply and demand. Guys. Okay, so I've done a lot of talking, getting you familiarized with the atmosphere of one-to-one reselling, teaching you the ropes, and educating you on what you're actually getting into and what you're going to be doing. Now, it's time to talk about where to actually get these products and how to source them efficiently and ensure that you're copying the best quality. Trust me, I've been on the bad end of this, where I've been trying to find vendors, and unfortunately, I ended up paying for vendors that were Number one, just bad quality, and secondly, the shipping time was inefficient and horrendous. Another crazy thing that I encountered was these guys just gave me DHgate links, and if you know me or you're familiar with this space, you know, I don't recommend DHgate at all.
Do not buy any spider hoodies from DHgate. Look at the packaging. It's horrible. What is this? What is this? It's horrible. I'm about to open you and show you. Can already see off rip the quality of the flags. The puff print, it is good, but the M isn't filled in, and the M over here isn't filled in, and that's a big red flag. And the stitching is off. Don't buy any clothes from DHgate.
If you're new here and you're an absolute beginner, then great. You should know that DHgate isn't recommended, but I'm not a DHgate hater. It isn't 100% unusable, you just gotta know how to use it. But commonly it's agreed that there's way better options out there than DHgate, and the quality on that yellow app also isn't the best. So proceed with caution. Of course I'm not here to just talk bad on something, and I'm here to actually give you advice on how to find the vendors that you'll need. So what I always recommend is using a private supplier. Then you can talk to one-on-one and they will be there with you to offer you the best prices, deals and discounts available so you can shop securely and safely. These suppliers also do 4 to 7 day shipping, and some of them also got US warehouses. And don't worry guys, I offer some free private suppliers like the one I am showcasing on the screen right now. And this is a great supplier in my opinion to start with, especially if you don't need that much niche items. Later on, if you want to branch out to stuff like that, you can just hit the Discord up, you'll find vendors to fill your needs. But anyways, this free vendor got the stuff you'll need like clothes, such as essentials, denim tiers, high fashion brands like Prada and Balenciaga, or even UK based brands that you can check out and sell if you're from there. They also got accessories like bags, jewelry, glasses, and so on. I've purchased some jewelry from him and it's all one-to-one. Great purchase. And don't forget, he will show you the products before he ships it so you can see the quality, and you will access to talk to him one-on-one. You can also dropship with this vendor, but we'll talk more about that later on. Now, if you want to find vendors on your own, just go to Reddit, search Fashion Rep subreddit, and there should be a list of suppliers that you can use. You would need a shipping agent for this process, and what I recommend is MuleBuy. You'll see the link in description to sign up and get discounts off your first order. I also got some products from them coming, so stay tuned to that. When you're sourcing, be sure to check reviews, order a sample, and test the product. Never go all in on a new supplier without knowing what you're getting. Don't forget, if you need help with all this, then feel free to hit the Discord up link in description, and the free vendor will also be there. Let's get into this section of the video, which is also very, very important. And that topic we're going to be discussing is building and how to build your inventory and how much products you would generally need to start with. Now, I started out a few years ago when Jordans and sneakers were really popular and starting to build hype a lot. One-to-one reselling was also fairly new, and not much guys even knew about this niche or side of business. The Reddit community for one-to-one products was also fairly new, and not much people were even in it or had knowledge about it. This was also before the panda buy craze. Rest in peace to you know. But anyways, yeah, when I now started, I wasn't this crazy reseller like Frank or whoever you may know. I started off calm with a few pair of sneakers, and I'm talking just 2 Jordan ones and a pair of Nike Dunks. And thankfully these sold, and I was able to reinvest my money and basically just keep rising and repeat over and over and over until I finally got to a steady income that I'm happy with, and an income that I'd say most of you guys would be happy with as well. But let's not stray from the original point here. What I'm trying to highlight and stress upon is the fact that you don't need anything crazy. Guys, it's really simple, and you don't got to go out there and break the bank to start this business. That's the great thing about reselling. Yes, of course you'll need some money to invest, but you don't need a crazy amount. You actually get your feet off the ground and start this business. I know some businesses require you to have around $5,000 in your savings just to start in hearing. That may scare you away, and thankfully reselling isn't that type of business. There are many guys who also started with 0 and have scaled their business to 10,000 or more, which is great. And if there are guys right in your space doing this feat, then of course you can do this and more. You just got to be persistent and believe in yourself like we all did. So I'm going to use shoes for this example, but of course any product is good. I'm just using shoes so I can paint a better mental image in your head. When starting out, you don't need to go crazy and buy 100 pairs of shoes. Like you see these scammy resellers, and I'm not going to call any names of course for legal reasons, but you do need to have enough inventory to make a real impact. This is just what I recommend. Personally, of course this isn't law or anything, but I got guys to vouch for my advice. I recommend starting with at least 3 to 5, and I'll provide you with an example on how that can look for you. Example inventory for your first 30 days. 2 pairs of Jordans should be good. They're still fairly popular, and if you get the right ones, they'll sell quickly and give you a good profit margin. And the rest you can try designer shoes and see how those go. If you're watching this close to the summer, since it's going to be released around that time, then slides or sandals, whatever you want to call it, will also be a great addition for your inventory, mainly due to the fact that it's summer and many people are going to be on this wave. You can keep your inventory mix balanced with a mix of hype releases and staple shoes. Hype sells fast, but those classic sneakers bring in steady cash flow. Okay, so I have told you where to get the items, and I also discussed in depth the amount of items or products you will need to actually start this type of business, and I hoped it helped. But if you're still here, then I'm guessing it did. And trust me, this video is really valuable, and at the end, you'll be on your way to make 10K or way more than that, just by following these steps, and there's no catch, everything is in this video. But anyways, let's stick to the main topic at hand, which is what should you buy? And guys, this is simple. I always say there is no absolute winning product because everything is going to sell and it will sell. This is the good thing about reselling. It's very hard to get losses or lose money with this business. But the common products that you will see most guys reselling may be AirPods, clothes like Hellstar, denim tears or Spider, sneakers like Jordans, and so on. And these days there's becoming a rise in cologne reselling, which I always highly recommend. So if all of these are proven to work, then you already have a few products that you can buy and sell. Now luckily for you, my free vendor in the Discord has all of these items, and to help you with the saturation aspect and to help you stand out and actually make money, his products are 1-to-1. Of course, it's passing stock X, and most importantly, he has the latest items from these brands, so the stuff that released 3 years ago and has already been rinsed may not work again. But this vendor has the latest releases, and you will definitely stand out because it's going to be popular and a lot of guys are going to want to get at it. Remember basic economics, guys, supply and demand. But that's just me telling you what you can directly resell. I'm here to teach you value, so I'm gonna teach you how to actually find products that will always win. What I always tell guys and what I always recommend doing is just doing a simple market research. This consists of using the marketplace in your city or just looking at what is popular in your city and is in the most demand. Now when you find this product, all you're gonna do is get a vendor for it and order it and fill this demand and become your local supplier. That's all there is to it. That's how you find the product you need and easily make mad bread with it. Now if you're still lost somehow, then just stick to the basics like I mentioned earlier on. Another industry that is great is jewelry or women products like bags or even makeup and skincare stuff. And of course, if you need a supplier, those items just hit me up and I'll hook you up. Some of these women products also come with receipts, so they're great for reselling if that's what you need. I also recommend jewelry, and I got a full video on moissanite jewelry and how to resell it coming soon, so stay tuned. Now a question that I have been getting for a while, even before this video and before launch my Discord community, is simply how much should I list these items for? Now I've been over this a few times, I even got videos out on it explaining in depth, but don't go over there. Just yet, this video is a full guide and you're here to be guided by one of the best in the game. Accord it my vouches. So don't stress. That's also something you never need to do while you're here, which is stress because I got you covered at all time. Just ask the guys in the Discord. Some people and other resellers in this space like to say that pricing is an art, especially a lost one. Not sure what those guys mean, but hey, it's not important. With one-to-ones, you want to make sure your prices are competitive. I always tell you guys, because you want to get it sold quick. You can't really try to compete with guys selling authentic stuff at the same price point as your one-to-ones. See how crazy that sounds, guys, but still you need to allow for a good margin. A good margin is one that you're satisfied with and one that you're making enough money from to reinvest, and just keep rinsing and repeating this processing. I'm gonna use sneakers and shoes again for this example. And yeah, guys, don't start to hate in the comments for me. Using this example a lot, I know how it can be sometimes. It's a topic we're all educated on, which is sneakers and how much it costs, especially through the resale market. A general rule of thumb that most guys talk about, or anybody in general, is to sell for 1.5x to 2x the cost of your sneakers. So for further example and visualization, so can understand what's actually going on here and why, you don't need to just sit. So let's say a pair costs you $100, then you're going to simply sell for $180 to $200, or you can even sell for more, but this is just an example. Remember, boys, don't price yourself out of the market. Keep an eye on what other resellers are pricing similar pairs at, and adjust accordingly. So next up in the guide, we got the in-depth discussion about which reselling platforms we should be targeting, and mainly focusing on when listing our products. So for starters, we got your common basic marketplaces, which I always recommend you to use, mainly because it's a marketplace and it's their reselling purposes. But the ones I recommend personally are, of course, Facebook Marketplace, which in my opinion is one of the best out there, and you can never go wrong with this website, especially because you have leverage over your own stuff and you can meet up with the guys one-on-one, and you can also build trust with clients that way. It's a great way to resell, and it works for me and many other guys in this space as well. Another marketplace type website that I strongly recommend is eBay. eBay allows you to list your products for free, and you'll reach a lot of serious customers on there who are actually interested in buying and isn't just there to waste your time, which may happen sometimes on Facebook Marketplace. So every place has their pros and cons, but both of these are really good, and it's highly recommended by me and other experienced resellers. Other places like Depop, Vinted, Grailed, OfferUp is also recommended, and I have personally seen guys used it and made a lot of money from these websites, so these are also recommended, and you should check these out as well. Another thing you can use is StockX, and you may be wondering how's it going to pass authentication, and that's a valid question, but don't worry. Of course I prepared for that. The free vendor as well as the others in my Discord all pass, and you don't got a thing to worry about when it comes to your stuff being good quality and not passing verification. So that's one thing you can be rest assured that you're safe with. Another thing is preventing your listings from being taken down. Now to prevent this, it's also simple, and I'll give you an example of what to do and what not to do so you won't get taken down. Let's say, for example, you got some AirPods and you're on Facebook. What you're not going to want to do is list it as Apple AirPods in the title and description, because then you might get your listings taken down and also be banned. Instead, what you're going to do is say AirPods with a space, or just put Bluetooth headphones. The title can be this because you'll have enough high quality pictures and the person will be able to see what you're selling anyways, so you don't gotta worry when it comes to that. Some bonus places you can list on will be places like Poshmark or Mercari, for example. And to be honest, there's so much more, so just do your research and see what works for you. Or of course, if you need extra help, I'm here to guide you on Discord. Now, a big part of reselling is actually knowing what to do. And what I mean by this is the money-making aspect of it. You can know all the secrets, the best vendors, what time you should list your products, and how you should list it. But does all of that really matter if you're not getting the sales and you don't got the money to back it up? And what would basically help with all this is marketing and knowing how to push your products as well as get yourself out there and become a plug. Basic supply and demand. Now that you've got the inventory, it's time to get eyes on your products. But just listing them isn't enough, you need to market them, and I'm here to help. I always recommend to guys that they should use social media like Instagram or TikTok and post their products there as well. I have also seen guys use Snapchat, and I know this works well because I think you can sell directly on there, or even funnel guys to a bigger platform if you got one so you can sell. And don't forget, if you want to become a plug that is known and trusted, then you're gonna need a platform so your customers can connect with you and that they'll know you from. This is why I recommend it. So you can build a platform on Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, or even a solid Telegram group, because you can sell directly on there as well. What you're gonna do is just be consistent and you'll see results. But if you don't want to do this, then posting on Facebook and eBay will also work and you will continue to get sales. So it's your call, but I recommend it personally. So one of the most important parts of this video, and also one of the most important aspects in reselling or any business in general, is actually scaling your business to a comfortable amount where you see a good cash flow monthly. And the good thing about reselling is you can make money with it passively after a while, which is ultimately the goal for most guys when they started business, including myself. Now, the main point of this video is to help you scale to minimum $10,000 per month. And I say minimum because I have seen guys do way more than $10,000 a month with this. You just got to follow the steps in this tutorial and keep being persistent with your journey. So now that you've got the basics down, it's time to scale. Reinvest your profits, streamline your processes, and expand your inventory. The key to scaling is simply just doing more and more than what you started at. For example, you started with 5 products and sold it for a total of $1,000. Then if you add 5 more products, you should be at $2,000, and 5 more gets you at $3,000. Of course, this is a very simplified way of thinking about it, but essentially this is how it goes. You just keep restocking your inventory, trying new products that will always win and make you profits. And for this aspect, you don't even got to worry about trial and error because you got access to me to help you and choose the right products. Furthermore, if you did the social media route, you're going to have a consistent following and you will be attaching more customers and even high-ticket customers who are interested in buying a lot of items just from you, simply because you're trusted and verified within your city. Even if you don't take that route, you're still going to be trusted on eBay or Facebook because you sold your items before and there were no cashbacks or anybody writing complaints about you because your products are all one-to-one. They pass all the tests and the customer's just happy with it overall. And if you're selling as one-to-one, you don't got any of that to worry about, but nobody wants to buy a bad product. And I can't stress this enough, guys. The quality matters. That's why I recommend the free vendor that I use or the other private suppliers in my Discord. If you're going to be scaling and taking this serious, you're going to need some type of structure and order as well. You can't just do things disorderly because you're going to crash and burn out and feel overwhelmed. Keep direct check of your income. This includes your revenue, expenses, your losses, if any and all of your profits. You need to be calculating and taking a note and account of these things. Remember, you're growing a business here, not just something that you're wasting time on and taking as a joke. Secondly, you need to keep track of your inventory and the items you got in stock, the things you got coming in, and the products that you have been eyeing and that you plan on investing in. Keep a total account of all these things that I mentioned and write it down, guys, so you won't forget, because all of this is crucial to hitting 10,000 or more a month. And I have watched countless videos in this space and you won't find guys on here talking about this at all, so you know. I'm well versed on the business side of things, and I'm not just some scammer who doesn't know what I'm talking about. And if you're here, I'm sure you have already learned a lot of value from this video, so you know I'm trusted and know what I'm talking about. I won't lead you astray, especially at this late stage of the game, so just take my advice and you'll be on your way to 10,000 or more per month just from this business model. So just for some extra value and some bonus tips and secrets. Also, I said I give out stuff at the end of the videos as usual, and I always keep my promises. So comment premium and DM my Insta or Discord, and I'll send you over a free premium vendor of your choice. And this is a good offer, guys. Well, a great one actually, because you're being rewarded for just watching this video. No other reseller will give you a free premium vendor, and some of them won't even give you a free vendor, and when they do actually give you a vendor, it's just a random DH gate link that takes 30 days to ship, and you have the risk of being seized. So that's why I'm trying to be different and actually look out for you guys. But for bonuses, if you want to sell with a receipt, which will basically just add reinforcement to your product, but essentially you don't really need one, because I and many other guys just sell as one-to-one. But if you need receipts, then there is also a free receipt generator in the Discord community down below. So you can join and you'll generate your receipts for free, and you'll have it with your products when you're going to sell your stuff, which is a huge advantage if you do need it. Secondly, there is a free sneaker method or free haul method that I mentioned before in one of my other videos, so you can check that out as well. Basically what it entails is you will get free products from companies just to promote them. And this is great because you can build a portfolio of items so people will know you got items and actually do reselling if you plan on doing the content aspect of it. Or you can build your own personal collection for free with no extra cost because it's free. And lastly, you can also resell it at 100% profit because you got it free and no cost. So yeah, guys, most people won't teach you about this, and I don't think there's any videos on YouTube about it except mine, so go crazy and check it out. And don't sleep on this method, I'm telling you. It's crazy and you need to be on it before it gets saturated. Don't miss this one, guys. So I have taught you how to get vendors, how to list your products, where to list them, how to market yourself, and finally how to reach 10,000 or more per month. Don't be like 95% of guys who will just watch videos like this and never take action, guys. You are saying at the end here, so you are clearly serious about this, and I know you can make 10K or more from this business if you just simply implement these things into your business and your life in general. And yes, I've included other tips and secrets throughout the video, basically free sauce, what I like to call it. And I think this video is really helpful, especially if you're fairly new or you're wishing to make 10,000 or more with this. As always, for the guys who invested your time, I got a free gift for you. Comment below premium and I'll send you a free premium vendor of your choice. Just add me on Insta or Discord and it'll send it to you. Also guys, if you're a new reseller or just a reseller looking to make more bread, be sure to check out my inner circle down below. We give you everything you need to get to $5,000 to $10,000 per month with reselling. Whether it be all my private vendors and the companies you'll need, receipts generators, tutorials, and a full guide to reselling, so to ensure that you're never stuck or frustrated, which I know can happen a lot. Check it out and see if it's for you.